What is going on, everybody? It's Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. This video is going to be just a tiny bit of a shed update here. I'm going to give you an idea of the layout that I'm working with so far as we're trying to build this into our storage area for reselling. And then we're going to walk through a wholesale buy that I did recently. I spent, I think, $150 for a bunch of jerseys. I'll show you what I picked up and how much potentially they will sell for. I'm just going through getting them listed right now. If you're new to the channel, we're normally going to thrift stores, yard sales, basically buying stuff cheap anywhere we can find it to flip it online, places like eBay, Poshmark, Depop, places like that. But first, let me just kind of show you what's been going on in the shed. Let's start off in this corner. So I bought this tool cabinet here. It is on wheels, so it's movable. I'll probably wind up moving it more center in the room, okay? But we have some storage. We have a good worktop here. This is a really good height for standing. I'm not sure where the EcoFlow is gonna go exactly. Obviously, currently I'm just using it plugged in like this. That's not the way it's gonna be when I'm done. This wall, we're likely gonna use, I've got a whole bunch of these in the house that I have shoes on. We're likely just gonna use those along this wall. That's the plan currently. Now, I also did get some racking here. You can see it's pretty heavy duty. It's pretty big. It is metal, right? It's got all this mesh reinforcement. I might put a board across here still, depending on what goes on there. Tested it out up here for just, a regular bin that I have. This one's just got some hats in it. It obviously, I can't get a bin under there, but I've got room for lots of bins against this wall right here. And I figured that's a pretty good start. So I also have like a shelving unit that I might throw in the far corner here. And I just have to kind of work with what I have. Also, one of the clothing racks that you've seen me use prior in my other eBay room, I'm thinking about running it through the center here. It really depends how much space is left when I'm done. For the most part, it would just be, jerseys are probably gonna stay in the house, to be honest, in that room. And then out here, it would be jackets and sweaters that are in bins and that type of thing. That's sort of the plan anyway. I could change at any time. I might throw all the jerseys out here. I just know I won't have that big of a rack space out here because it's, those racks are movable because they're on wheels, but I don't really just want to just cram it in here. We still have all the overspace head on both sides here. This back one might be a little bit of personal stuff, like our Christmas tree and stuff might go up there. The other space is completely going to be for reselling. Potentially if I buy like bulk buys or something I don't know what to do with, or something that I want to store for a different season, it would go up there. But that's it. This is a pretty heavy duty racking. And my wife actually said to me, which makes total sense after, this racking's designed, if I wanted to buy more just these beams here, I could actually go the entire length of this. I'd have to measure it and see if they make them in like half sizes or not, but I could potentially extend this racking pretty easily right down the entire wall. So this weekend, I won't be able to work on this at all, honestly, because Thursday to Friday, me and Amanda are gonna be in Toronto for the weekend. We've got a couple concerts to go to, and I forget what we're doing on the other day. I don't remember if we're doing Canada's Wonderland or just having like a down day in Toronto and hanging out. We're just basically taking a few days for ourselves. I'm gonna leave my eBay store and Poshmark stores all active. I've got drafts set up, so I'm gonna be listing while I'm there, but I won't ship until Sunday, so it's not really a big deal. It's just sort of a little getaway. But yeah, so next week, hopefully I'll start bringing stuff out here, filling in some of this stuff, and I can update you a little bit more when I do that. But that's sort of the plan right now. It took me a while. The chest here, the tool chest, that probably took me 4 hours to put together by myself. Probably isn't supposed to take that long, but it did. And the racking, I put together the end pieces and then I had to wait to get help. So I had to wait till Amanda was free one night to put these in. They slide in pretty easy, but doing it by yourself, it just wasn't gonna happen. But let's go inside. We can talk about this wholesale jersey buy. All right, so this wasn't a massive buy or anything. I spent $150 for 8 jerseys, but they're pretty cool jerseys in my opinion. I'll give you a rough estimate of comps and then what I potentially am gonna list them for. I've got a little bit of a cheat sheet here. Okay, so first off, he actually was asking, I think he said 120, and I kind of felt bad about it. So I'm like, how about 150? I really didn't know what any of these were worth, but I figured probably 1 or 2 of these jerseys would most likely make up the 150. And I wanted to be fair for both of us. I bought from this guy a bunch. He was trying to be super nice to me, but I wanted just to keep a relationship going where he knows, I'm definitely not trying to take advantage of him. I'm very thankful when he offers me opportunities to buy like this. I can't pay up too much, obviously, but at 120, it would have been 15 a jersey. At 150, it looks like, I'm just looking down at my notes, it's 18.75 is what I paid for each jersey. That's all in. Okay, so let's take a look here first. I've got two back-to-back San Jose Shark jerseys. Now this one has some pilling and stuff, no holes or anything like that. It is on an old CCM tag right there. It's got a CCM patch here at the bottom. It is actual, know that it is a vinyl-y kind of patch. I thought it was a real patch, but regardless, this one could be all over the place, to be honest. There's comps for like 80 to like $100 because this one has some issues like this with some pilling and stuff like that. Now, and I'm not going to clean up every little piece of this one. I'm going to go and list this one for about $74. Okay, so that's a pretty good start. This one right here, I've got a second San Jose Shark one, so the white one. That one was size large or extra large, I think. So sorry, I'll look at the first one. The first one was size large. The second one is also size large. Very similar tag there. This one has a little bit of staining right there, but otherwise a nice blank jersey. This one, comps for this one, I'm just taking a look right here. It looks like somewhere between $60 to $80 roughly. I think I'm gonna list this one around 68, 70 bucks, something like that. A really cool jersey. A couple of Sharks jerseys, they always seem to sell. Vintage CCM. Next, Jim McHone, okay, which one is this? Chicago Bears. So this is an old one. It's actually on, this one's on the NFL tag, I think. It's got an NFL tag here. It's slightly different. This one is a, is it Ravens knit? All the ones that I see are like Saks, okay? No name on the back of this one either. Very cool jersey though. I don't, similar comps, I'll throw similar ones up. Look like 40 to 80. Because this is the only one I can find that's the Ravens one, I'm gonna list mine high. I'm gonna list it at like 80, 85, 89, something like that. I'm gonna go high on it, okay? Next, a Reds jersey. So great time to get your football stuff listed too. If you got football stuff, get it listed. This one is on a Saks Authentic. I can't find an exact comp of this one either. Cincinnati Bengals. I believe based on the number, it's Ken Anderson, which is an older jersey. I can find a similar one maybe that sold for, I don't know, maybe 60 bucks. This I'm gonna list and throw up for 70. I don't know if I mentioned on the other one how much, on the Bears one, how much I'm gonna try to get. This one, for some reason I feel like I didn't say it. If I did, sorry for repeating. I think about 80 bucks on this one. So pretty good on the NFL jerseys. Let me grab the last four jerseys. I have the last four lined up here. I have my new cheat sheet in front of me here. Okay, I thought this was cool. Harlem Globetrotters. Honestly thought this might be worth a little more. Bull. I don't know a lot about the Globetrotters, but I thought it was cool. I don't see one of this particular player that sold, but I've seen similar ones I'll throw up. They sell for about 45 bucks roughly. I'm gonna list mine for about 54 to leave basically room for offers more or less. So I'm gonna list mine high so that I try to get right around that 50 to 45 mark. Okay, I think that's pretty reasonable. Next, this is really cool. It's a not CCM, sorry, not even close. It's a starter Maple Leafs jersey, extra large. It's a blank. Hope I just threw my cheat sheet on the floor. I'm gonna have to grab that. This one has a wide range. Okay, so the last blank that was a large that I see sold was about $68 roughly. I believe it might have been an offer. It could have been anything. Then some of the ones with player names like Potvin or maybe Gilmore or something like that, over $100. I think this one's in great shape. It's got a little pull there and a little snag there, but other than that, very, very clean. I'm gonna list mine high, like $89. Will it sell for that? I don't know, but I wanna leave enough room in there for offers that I get a pretty decent money out of this. This is a pretty nice one, to be honest. If it doesn't sell, I could see myself maybe wearing it for a little bit in the fall. It's a really nice Leafs jersey. Next, a Ottawa Senators CCM jersey. This is made in Canada. Same thing here. I'm gonna list this one really high. So sold comp suggests that it should be about $65 to $70 roughly. I'm gonna list it about $90, and hopefully people will, hopefully somebody buys it for $90. That would be great. With jerseys right now, hopefully somebody comes in and tries to offer me about 75, 80 bucks, something like that. I would accept that. But I want to list it a little high just so there's room for offers. I'm going to give that model a try here, especially with jerseys anyway. Stuff that I'm listing a little higher. I'm going to just reach a little further and see if I can get some sales that way. You know, typically that's not probably the best advice to list high. But in this case, right now, in this scenario, and how much I paid for these, that's the plan. List high so that I can get around the value that they should be selling for. That's the goal anyway. If it will work, I guess stick around. We'll see in the what sold videos to come, right? Avalanche, this is a Youth XL. Not the best size in the world. Youth jerseys like this typically are going to sell for about 40 bucks, but I'm more than happy to pick them up for sure because it will sell. Now, when you watch videos like this, you hear a lot of numbers get thrown around and it gets confusing. Let's just simplify it, okay? I have 8 jerseys. Let's say on an average, I make or get about $50 a jersey. That's giving some big discounts on some jerseys, on some of the ones that are like 45 to 50. That's saying that I'll get that. But overall, I think 50 is a really decent number. I sell a lot of jerseys and I think that's very obtainable to get $50 for almost every single one of these jerseys, okay? So 50 times 8 is $400. My buy cost, like I said, was $150. You know, there's money to be made here. You know, I like buying wholesale because I didn't have to go look for these. They got brought to me. I think out of all the jerseys that he had that day, 2 I didn't want because they had autographs on them. One was Jason Spezza, and it was an Ottawa jersey. If it was real, it could have been more valuable, but I don't want to really take the time to authenticate it. I'm pretty sure it was probably picked out of the Goodwill bins. And I'm just was like concerned that it wasn't real because I don't know, right? And I don't want to spend the extra money. The other one, I forget, it was also a signature or somebody wrote on it. In my opinion, those ones weren't as good. Depending on, you know, I will pick up jerseys with signatures, but it really depends on where they come from. In this case, I left those 2 behind, but I did have an opportunity still to buy 2 more jerseys. So, you know, when I get these opportunities, I really do like to take advantage of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like videos like this, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content, and we'll see you soon.